Hello and welcome to the Daily Brown Bag. I'm Chad Hill and I'm joined by Adam Stetzer, and today we wanted to talk about Matt Cutt's recent keynote speech at Pubcon. Adam, what happened there?
Hey, good morning, Chad. Yeah, when Matt Cutts comes out and makes these speeches, it's a lot like the Fed talking about the financial markets. Matt Cutts, of course, the distinguished engineer of the web span team at Google. So he was talking about a lot of things related to search and the future for Google and how they're evolving the algorithm. One of the topics that dominated his speech was, of course, the Hummingbird algorithm that was released fairly recently, because it was a pretty core change in how they're trying to improve search. With Hummingbird, Google is trying to derive meaning from the search phrases and the search string and answer that question as strongly as they can, as opposed to doing what they described their old methodology was more of a word-to-word match. So that's a fairly esoteric description. I don't think a lot of people really know what that means, and what Matt Cutts himself pointed out was that it was out for a month. It was released in the last week of August, we now know, but wasn't really announced until late into September, and not a whole lot of people noticed. Now, since it's been discussed, there have been a lot of scathing reports about how search has declined in quality, but Matt Cutts and Google have been fairly dismissive of that because no one noticed before they started talking about it, which is a fair point. One of the other big things that happened at Pubcon, where Matt Cutts was discussing changes in the future, was really this whole idea of authorship and getting into social identity and authenticity, and talking about authorship as a signal that you are an authority in a certain topic. And he didn't say this was in the algorithm strongly today, but he mentioned it several times, and we've heard it before, that it may be a future signal that people in the internet marketing community need to start paying attention to. So, Chad, let's dive into this. What is authorship, and why should people care about this?
Yeah, well, authorship is something that Google released as part of Google when they rolled out Google Plus, their answer to Facebook and Twitter, their social network. And what it does is it allows you to link your profile, essentially your picture, to content that you publish on other websites. And so oftentimes this might be content that you write on your own website. So for example, here at HubShout, we write a blog post, and we might want to, when someone searches on that topic in Google, we want to have our picture, whoever the author was, show up next to that search result. And the studies have shown that that improves the click-through rate to the website. But basically the way you set this up is that you first have to have the Google Plus profile, and then I think you go to plus.google.com/authorship, and then there's a way for you to link your Google Plus profile to a website where you say, I am an author on this website. And then it's a little complicated, and believe me, we've been on many phone calls trying to get things set up right. But the second part is you have to also then link your website to that specific profile. So you have to tell your website has to actually link back and say, this is a identified real author who's on our website. Once you do that, you're going to get that linkage, and it's going to essentially show in the Google search results.
Okay, so, and what Google's not saying that anonymous content can't exist on the web, or even that they won't show it and it won't be indexed and pass PageRank, but they are saying they want to give preference to content that is verified. Here is an interesting quote from Eric Schmidt, who said, within the search results, information tied to verified online profiles will be ranked higher than content without such verification. So they're definitely saying, or at least signaling, that this is a future signal to come, and so that sounds like it's going to have an impact on rankings, Chad.
Yeah, and I think that really today, as you said, Adam, that authorship is not necessarily. I've seen plenty of results where the top ranking item does not have necessarily someone's identity, and something down the page does. And the trick on this really is that there's been a lot of confusion about when are you supposed to say you're the author of a page and when are you not? And there's some information here in Google's guidelines that says you shouldn't do this for product pages and things that are really not authored by a person. But there's always some gray area around what about the homepage? A lot of people's homepage ranks on a lot of terms. That's not really a blog post that was authored by a person. Typically it's a marketing team that put together that content. But should you have authorship on the homepage? A lot of people say, of course, because that's the page that shows most often in the search results, and I want my name attached to that page. But other people say, that's not. You're not really supposed to do that. So there's still some questions about how this rollout's going to work and ultimately where this is going to go, given some of the comments you just mentioned.
Yeah, excellent point, Chad. And I think a cautionary note there is wise because Google does not swing wildly into these things. They tend to test, and then as they do see verification from their engineers, they got a lot of PhDs working on this, the mathematics are pretty heavy, they tend to slowly ease into things. So again, and we often offer the same caution, don't go running into this, I got to put authorship on every page and that's going to fix everything. No, this is going to be a slow migration, probably with a few bumps. We'll continue to cover it. The only last note I would say from Pubcon, Chad, that was of interest to me was that Matt Cutts said that perhaps Google has overdone it with Panda, and there's a potential that they'll be rolling back some of the Panda-related filters which cause some websites to lose rankings. So in this specific case, if it was a Panda problem you've had, you should actually expect some rankings to be restored. So again, Google's not perfect with these changes. They test things, and if they don't think they're headed in the right direction, they roll them back. We'd definitely like to hear your comments and reactions to what Matt Cutts said at Pubcon, whether it's related to Hummingbird, authorship, or a Panda problem. Put them into the comments, and we hope to see you back here if you've subscribed to our videos.